Hello everyone, it's Joe here from Universal Yachting in Hamble, and today we're going to have a look at something ever so slightly different. This is a boat that we currently have in stock for sale at our office down here in Hamble at Mercury Yacht Harbour. And this boat will be familiar to some of you, especially those of you who came to see us at the Southampton Boat Show this year, because this is our 2024 Southampton Boat Show boat, which is now just come onto the market, ready for sale. And she is available for immediate delivery, an immediate handover, and obviously being a demonstrator boat and a Southampton Boat Show boat, she is a really nice spec, and you do get that extra bit of value being an ex-demonstrator as well. So a really beautiful boat, and we'll have a look around, see what makes her sort of special, and see what sort of stands out for the 2 cabin over the 3 cabin. And if you haven't seen the 3 cabin Dufour 37, click in the button in the top right hand corner, and you can go on there and see my video tour of that boat. So starting on here, you have the aft bathing platform here. This one has the full teak fitted to it, so I'm next to an owner's boat over there, which is just only half laid with teak, but this is the full teak, which looks really nice. Oh, sorry, full synthetic teak I should say. And we've gone for the grey caulking, which is something that we go for on most of our boats because it's our favourite sort of look. There are different colours available if you do a forward order, or if you want to go for something different. But yeah, all the boats are fitted with flexi teak, so you do have some different colours available. But this seems to be the most popular, and something that we go for on most of our stock boats, just because it looks so good. You've got the swim ladder on the aft here, so folding swim ladder. Drops down into the water, 2 swimming pool grips come up either side of it, so it's really nice and easy to climb on and off the boat if you're going for a swim. Of course, a little bit of life raft storage under there, so decent size, perfect to get the right size life raft in there, and it's tucked away neatly, and obviously easy to access should you need it if you're just folding the bathing platform down, and it's tucked away neatly, you're not going to trip over it, which is great. On this side you have the water filler, and then on the opposite side you have the diesel filler, and then you have the stone shower running hot and cold water under there. A little bit of storage under here, well, big deep storage really, perfect for tucking fenders and lines and bits and pieces away, or even better folding up paddle boards and dinghies and whatever it is that you don't need. Not quite so crucial on the 2 cabin one because you do have the big deck locker, which I'll have a look at in a second. But on the 3 cabin, that is an invaluable space for storing lines and fenders and any other bits and pieces. It's a huge space, so it's great for that. Of course, the Dufour barbecue, so set up as a flat iron grill at the moment, flips over, you can have it as a griddle as well, and something that's really unique to Dufour, and something that the customers absolutely love, and it's something that people do use a surprising amount, as it just means you can be outside socialising, barbecuing, talking with your guests, keeps all the cooking smell outside, and it's yeah, something that's a really nice option on the boat. It all runs off the mains gas system as well, so it's nice and simple to use. Talking of the mains gas, you have under here the gas locker, so really good sized gas locker in there, space for 2 decent sized bottles, so yeah, ample storage tucked away in there. Again, so anyone who's seen our previous videos will notice that we tend to always stock the black carbon nautical wheels. So these are the fiberglass wheels. They look really nice, give the boat a real sort of sporty look. Not only that, they give you a nice amount of feedback through the single rudder. So when you're out sailing, you'll find that the Dufour 37 and all of the Dufour range now, with the new hull designs, are exceptionally well balanced boats. So you get a lot of feedback through a very light helm, and they really are a pleasure to sail. So obviously something we can only talk about, we can't really demonstrate. Obviously if you want to explore the Dufour range any further, come down, meet us, we can show you over the boat in full detail, and then if it's something you want to explore further, we'll get out on the water and show you how they perform. So stepping up onto the pedestal here, you have your steering compass, B&G 7-inch display, and a Triton display for a little bit of extra data. Obviously you've got the option to stick another chart plotter in the middle if you wanted one, and one on the starboard helm. This one has the Triton wind display, it's a multifunction display, so you can have pretty much any data running through it. You also have the auto helm control, your engine controls, including your rev counter and then your bow thruster control as well. So as you'd have seen on the previous videos, it's a proportional control bow thruster, so you can input a little bit of power or max power depending on the wind conditions. It also has a hold function as well, so you can put the bow thruster on and hold it, and it'll, as you come alongside, pin yourself alongside, and makes parking really nice and simple. With a good strong bow thruster, with, you know, short-handed solo with the single rudder, these boats really are an absolute breeze to handle in the marina. Super simple. You're standing right over the top of your aft cleat there, so you can lasso a rope. We tend to solo these boats quite often, and it really is very easy. It's they're really nice and simple to use, just trying to take a lot of the stress out of the sailing experience, which is key. A little bit about the driving position while I'm standing here. So the decks have all been raised from previous generations, previous models, so you have great visibility all the way around the boat. Really nice wide open spray hood. The deck being raised sort of gives you twofold benefit really. You have more headroom in the aft cabin, which I'll have a look at in a second, but it does mean that even when you're standing on this side or you're sitting at the helm station, then you've got visibility right away across to the other aft corner, which for such a beamy boat is invaluable when you're trying to park. So really good sized table, nice bit of storage in each side, so which you can see. You can also spec a fridge in there if you wanted to, but it's kind of nice just to have as a storage or an ice box, which works quite nicely. And then great size seating all the way around. It's a really big, open, spacious cockpit. Lots and lots of space to move around. You can easily have 6 people sat around the table quite comfortably, possibly 8 at a push. And then you do have 2 leaves on the aft here, fold down. So you have seating running all the way across the aft, and there is an option to go for some cushions that complete the set in the cockpit, which just means that you have that little bit of extra seating across the back, which is perfect for sitting, entertaining. You know, you can fit easily 8 people in the cockpit, so it's a really spacious boat for that. Worth noting as well the winch setup on here. So this is a fully battened mainsail with the 108 overlapping headsail, and this is just in the standard Dacron on this boat, but a really nicely spec boat. This setup really maximises the performance. There is obviously an option if you were going for a forward order to swap out for in-mast furling or a self-tacking jib. All of the boats come pre-rigged for self-tacking jibs, so if you want to swap the overlapping to a 108 Genoa, you can do. That's not a problem, but it just depends on what type of sailing you do. This setup, in my opinion, sort of maximises the performance of the boat and really gives you that sort of fun, but obviously it does just take a little bit more labour intensive as opposed to sort of in-mast furling and your self-tacking setup. You do, with this ocean version, have the extra winches across the aft, so you have your jib sheets, your Genoa sheets and your main sheet coming right down in front of the helm, so they're really nice and easy to control, and everything's right in front of you. So when you've got guests sitting in the cockpit as you're trying to sail the boat, if you're the only ones who know how to sail, you can do pretty much everything yourself from the helm position, and you don't have to get up and move people around, which is great. And all of the boats now are single line reefed, so all of the reefing's done from the starboard side, actually from both the companionway winches, which is really nice and simple. You don't have to move up forward of the boat to do any reefing, which keeps things nice and safe. So talking of moving forwards, as we will look down the boat here, you have the side decks have all been completely cleared, so we've moved to a barber hauler system for trimming the Genoa, which means it can be mounted up on the roof, which is great, and it gives you a completely clear walkway to move around the boat. Really nice and easy to get around. Lots of light flooding into the interior, as you'd have heard me talk about in most of my other videos. And then moving forwards, again, you've got the light coming in, the ventilation, all of those things that you've seen on all the other Dufour models that make them so special. And then you have the anchor locker, which again, as you've seen in previous videos, has been redesigned, so no top access. It is an access through the forward cabin, but it's a very deep, very narrow anchor locker, so it can fit loads of chain in it. The chain has to travel a long way up towards the windlass, and because of the depth it has to travel upwards, it straightens itself out, stops itself from tangling, and you can anchor up and down as many times as you need to without ever having a problem. So going back to my point about being pre-rigged for self-tacking, so as you can see, this boat has a self-tacking rail on, and all the gear comes with the boat. Some customers have been going for the self-tacker and then adding a helix furling Jenica, which we've been getting from North Sails. Elvstrom do them as well, but the North Sails one is very, very nice. And if you put a UV strip onto it, you can pre-rig it whenever you go away for the trip to the bowsprit there and the spinnaker halyard. And then if you're just doing short tacking, say up the Solent or something, and then you can keep it furled away. Then as soon as you need that little bit of extra power, you just unfurl it as you would with a Genoa, and it's a really, really nice option. And sort of have the best of both worlds, have the ease of self-tacking, but also have that little bit of extra horsepower from the Genoa as well. So we'll wander back down through the boat. I'll quickly show you the main sheet bridle as well, Dyneema bridle, which means you can move the main sheet forward, so you have lots and lots of cockpit space. Obviously, people do quite often argue with us that not having a traveller does take away from the sailing experience. However, to be honest with you, we would say that 90%, maybe 95% of sailors would leave the traveller in the middle of the boat, never touch it, and why wouldn't you want all of this cockpit space? It's an absolutely vast cockpit, so nice, perfect for entertaining, and if that's the only sacrifice you have to make, you can still achieve the same trim on the sail. It just takes a little bit of thinking rather than just sort of always relying on the traveller. So it's you get the best of both worlds. And if you do want to really go into the world of performance, there is a performance version of this boat, so you can have a slightly different setup. You get lots more adjustment on the sails, some adjustable backstays, but to be honest with you, everyone who sailed these has agreed that they sail beautifully well as they are, and you don't need that extra performance. They really do sail so well with this brand new hull design from Umberto Felci and Dufour. And as I say, there is going to be some videos coming out in the not too distant future explaining the Dufour hull design and how it's changed and how it's progressed, which is going to be really interesting as well. So let's have a look down below. And this being the 2-cabin boat, actually, for one step, I will open this so you can see into the locker. So nice size opening into the locker, but I'll open it from down below so you can see a bit more clearly. So really nicely lit boat, lots of indirect lighting, and you can just see, I mean, it's not a particularly nice day here, we're in sort of late October, and it's still so light down here. All the light flooding in through the bit large hole windows, you can see, and it just makes it a really nice place to be. Sitting down below, you can see straight out, and it's just a lovely feature of this boat. And all of the Dufours now, so much natural light flooding in, makes them feel super open and airy, which is nice. So let's have a look at the inside. So pretty much from this area forwards, she is the same as the 3-cabin. So from there forwards, very similar. Obviously this being the darker teak interior, which I absolutely love personally, but there is a lighter oak version, which you'll see in the 3-cabin video. You very much get the same sort of specs. So central table, you have a footstool which tucks away under the table, storage within the table, so you've got your cutlery drawer there, you have your wine storage in there, essential. Really comfortable seating. Options have infills on here as well, so you can make these beds bigger if you wanted to. And then something that is absolutely incredible for a boat of her length is this forward cabin. I really don't think there's another sort of 35.5 foot boat out there that has a forward cabin as large as this. You can also extend the bed either side, so you get 2 infill cushions either side, which give you a little bit more space in the bed if you need it. But having a full walk around bed in a boat of this size is absolutely incredible. And one of the best things about being able to move the forward bulkhead further forward is that you get a proper forward facing bed, which is nice. So moving aft, you have the switching, obviously the B&G radio. I've gone for a submarine panel on all the new Dufours now, so you have full control over your monitoring, fuel level, water level, engine battery levels, and then domestic levels as well, including there's also a barometer on there and things. Everything's, you know, set up for storage, so anywhere that there's a gap in this boat that they've filled with storage, you've got good eye level cupboards all the way around. And then you also have, so this is where, from this point here, is where the changes start to happen. So the 3-cabin boat, this is where the heads compartment would be. Whereas in the 2-cabin, this becomes this really, really handy storage area. So really big storage areas in there. Absolutely vast storage area in there, so you can also put a freezer in it if you want to. There's a drawer down the bottom, so this is a really, really handy area, and something that's probably the biggest difference in terms of interior features is having that extra storage for the galley. Just on this side, obviously 1.5 sink, really, really good size fridge for a boat this size, absolutely massive. And then you also have the traditional two burner hob and oven, lots of storage around the top, but then you also get the additional storage on that side, which is a really nice feature. So in the 2-cabin, the heads compartment moved backwards, it's ever so slightly bigger, so really good size head compartment. It's a wet room, so you have the shower which comes up onto here, automatic shower drains, and then if we go through here, you can see the biggest benefit of the 2-cabin. It's absolutely enormous storage area, which is perfect for all your bits and pieces and dinghies, outboards, fenders, whatever it is. Kids, if you want, then it's perfect for tucking anything you don't want out on display away, so that they're not in your way. And the other great thing about the 2-cabin boat is that you get this absolutely huge aft cabin as well. So really, really good sized bed, full headroom that way. Where you don't need the locker, you have full head height going right up to the deck. And as I say, all the decks have been raised, so you have loads and loads of space in here, considering she's a 34-foot boat on deck. So really, really beautiful aft cabin. Obviously a little bit of hanging storage and things on that side as well. And then last thing to show you is the engine compartment. So you have the upgraded Volvo 30 horsepower engine, and that is perfect really for a boat this size. She cruises quite comfortably at 6.5 knots, even if you're pushing a little bit of tide. There is a 20 horsepower available, but I don't think for any UK sailing I would bother with that. And then last but not least, probably the most important thing to show you is Dufour wine cellar. So that is absolutely critical on any French boat that's constantly stocked up with wine. So there we have it. That is our Dufour 37 2-cabin. She, as I say, the 2024 Southampton Boat Show boat, and she's now up for sale. If you want some more details of the boat, then just get in touch with us. So our contact details will be in the description, and arrange a viewing. Come down and see us. We'll have a wander around and a cup of coffee, and we'll have a chat about the boat in a bit more detail. Absolutely stunning boat. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing some of you soon. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll have more tours of more boats we have for sale coming very soon. We'll see you then. Bye bye.